11, someone's asked about question 6 from exercise 507, so I'm going to quickly do that now. So a pentagon, that's just a 5-sided figure made from a rectangle and an isosceles triangle. Find the length AE. So, and this is E here, this has been playing up on me. So I'm just going to draw this line here, and that's 10.5. And if I need to find the length AE, so this one here, well, I need to know something about isosceles triangles, and I need to know that in any isosceles triangle, so I'm going to draw this triangle here, if I drop an altitude in an isosceles triangle, it splits this angle and it bisects the base. So in our triangle A, B, C, this will become 5.25 because a half times 10.5 equals 5.25. And this will become a half times 84, which equals 42. So therefore, just using this triangle, which is a right angle triangle, I can go this angle, that side, and I want to find this side, so I'll call it x. So sine 42 equals 5.25 over x. So x equals 5.25 over sine 42, which equals 5.25 divided by sine 42. 7.846. 7.846 ... Now, to calculate the area of the figure, well, the area, so that's part A. I better check that we got that right. So uh, 7.8, yep, so we're right. Now I'm not going to round that because if I round that, I'll get compound rounding for the next bit. So the area equals the area of the square or the rectangle plus the area of the triangle. Now, the area of the square is easy. Or rectangle is 10.5 times 14.3. And I only want to type this once into my calculator, otherwise I'll get rounding error. Plus the area of my triangle, well, I could find the height, but because I know that's 42 up there, I know this angle in here is 90 minus 42, which equals 48. So the area of the triangle is a half AB sine C. Oh, it's an isosceles triangle. Why don't I just use the 84? I'll just use the 84 and I'll use this. I could use that one. I'll use the 84, and because these two are the same, I can use 7.8466. So 7.8466. 6 ... Doesn't matter which one I use. So I can use this side, and this angle, or I can use this side, this whole side, and this angle. And I'll do them both just to show you that it works. So 10.5 times 14.3 plus a half times, first thing I'm going to use is one that I think they'll want you to use, which is 7.846. So 7.846 ... times 7.846 ... times sine 84. I want to put all that in my calculator. So remember, the answer in my calculator is this 7.846. So when I type this in, I'm just going to type answer for that bit. So 10.5 times 14.3 plus a half, I'm just going to go 0.5 for a half, times my answer, times my answer, times sine 84. 180.76, and yeah, actually they got 180.7, which is wrong because it's 180.76, which would round to 180.8. So 180.76 ... which is, I reckon, 180.8. And what units are we in? Meters squared. Now, if I were to use the other one, this 48, so if I use the other one, so I've got an angle here. If I used a half times 7.846 times 10.5 times sine 48. Let's see if I get the same answer. The trouble is I've got to get this 7.846 back into my calculator as the answer so I can use it. So how did I get that? 5.2 divided by sine 42. So 5.2 divided by, divided by sine 42. So, that's 5.25. There we go. So now the answer's in there. So I just go the whole thing, 10.5 times 14.3 plus 0.5, a half, times my answer times 10.5 times sine 48. And I get exactly the same answer. Do you notice? I get 180.76, which is exactly what I got down here. So why did they get a slightly different answer? Because I bet they rounded. So I don't think they would have used their calculator version of that. I think they might have rounded that to 7.8. And if we did that, so 10.5 times 14.3 plus 7.8 times, I've got to do a half, 0.5 times 7.8 times 7.8 times sine 84. Well, they got 180.48. Maybe they took it to 7.85 or 7.846. Either way, I'm pretty sure they would have rounded. But if you can get that, and you'll notice that there are a couple of ways to use the sine rule there. Notice we can do, if you look at the triangle, I did it two ways. I did this side and this side and this angle. That's that red one there. But I also did this side and this side and the 84. It doesn't matter which ones you use, as long as you make sure you get the right numbers in, and you saw the two answers on my calculator come up exactly the same.